Hey folks, on this episode we're at the Salvage Yard and I'll tell you why I love going here.
This video is brought to you by Michael's Automotive Service. We guarantee you a smile each time you come by.
Hey folks, so I'm at the junkyard today. I'm looking for a couple of parts for a vehicle, and yeah, this is basically junkyard. The reason being I've come here all the time is one, I can look at cars all the time and see what I can find on certain vehicles. I grab my tools. I gotta make sure that none of my tools fall off. Anyways, so it's basically a car meet, and right now there's so many cars. I'm specifically looking for a vehicle, and I need to find a part because in the dealer they're pretty expensive. So it's best to get the OEM from another vehicle and just slap it in and program the computer on the vehicle that I'm working on. The one I'm looking for is a body module. It's the fuse panel for the whole electronic setup on your vehicle, and dealer is asking $500, and if you go here it's like 75% off the dealer, and it's OEM. So I like going here when I have time. Normally it's my dad and I always go here and just have fun looking around, see what else car is available. And yeah, there's so many. And if you guys want tips how to look on cars on here, there's so many techniques. It's like basically a car show, but all junk cars. And if you want to practice how to take apart a vehicle, this is a great place to learn. And because it's not your car, and you can grab any part that you need for your certain vehicle. So let me show you around what the Salvage junkyard looks like. This is one of the what it looks like is one of the angles. And these engines actually run, so you never know. You might find an engine. And look at this. You can tell by it's a Honda Fit. Do we need parts? No, our Honda Fit is running perfectly. Blueberry's running perfectly. There's a couple of Corollas. My dad will like that. Volkswagen. Yeah. And it's funny too. You can get all the parts that you need on certain vehicles. Say, if you want to do a conversion, there's a great place to buy engine and transmission. And that's if it fits your vehicle, but it takes a lot of work. You can make these. For me, I can make one of these cars run like new again. But it depends on the body. Like for example, this one right here, all beat up in the front end. Look at that, the motor and tranny is about to give in. Yeah, so alright, I gotta look for this part and get myself out of here. And another tip too, you decide to come here, know a lot of vehicles, because by just the look of the vehicles, like I know how to look vehicles by just looking at the front end, because not all of them have the names in the back. It's not just a car, you have to describe them by what they look like, and chassis, the year, because every car has certain years they produce, so the year doesn't matter for car enthusiasts. It's just how it looks like. So, say if it's a 2012, it's equivalent to a 2010. So, years doesn't matter for mechanics. It's just the body style what you're looking for. So, yeah. Alright, so I've been trying to see if I can cross-reference any other vehicles. I remember what it looks like. Some, you gotta make sure what you look at, if it fits. And yeah, well, I should just talk to you about like, oh look, I need a bumper. Anybody wants a part of a Celica? Because I do. Yeah, mostly it's stock anyway. Anyways, should tips for to go to Junkyard. I try to carry minimum tools as possible because there's people out here looking for something, and they're looking for a part for their car, and they didn't bring the proper tools. So the only tools, basically you just have to prepare yourself what you need to grab and just get out of here. So that's why I only carry certain tools. Dealing with Volkswagen, I just need a Torx bit, which I don't carry all the time with me. Any European cars, they're mostly Torx bits. So yeah, and the Junkyard is full of cool stuff you never know you can find. There might be some hidden gems here, like for example this Integra. It looks old, beat up, but it's still salvageable. People will still buy parts out of this. And this was converted to a manual. You can see by the gauge. There's a automatic on it. It was converted to a manual. See, people do a lot of crazy stuff to vehicles. But yeah, I'm going back where I started from. I'm going to grab this body module and try to get myself out of here. Like, it's fun, it isn't, but what can you do? Yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. So right now I'm getting a part for a Volkswagen. See, the only thing I'm going to get is the body module inside, underneath the dash. So I have to, like I said, I need to get a special bit for it, which I don't carry, and I borrowed it from Paul. The only thing though too is this thing is a manual, and the one I'm working on is an automatic. So I'm going to take a look if it's same part as the automatic counterpart. It should, but not knowing Volkswagen, I'm not too sure. But I know what Japanese cars are like cross-reference with other vehicles, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to take it apart and I'll let you know when I actually take it apart. So after the screaming and swearing, I finally got it out. This is what I was looking for. Body module. It's a little computer that controls all the electronics inside the vehicle. What went wrong is basically when my coworker installed say a wiper arm, and the part they got was the wrong one, and it was constant flow, so it must have fried the body module inside. So when I was doing a scan, it says no communication to a body module. So it took a while to get in there and rip it all apart. as long now I know how to rip out the dash. It didn't take me an hour to figure it out because I was afraid to break stuff. But considering we're in the salvage yard, so it doesn't really matter. It's not my car. I just need to get what I need to get. OEM, original equipment manufacturing. So it's designed for the vehicle, and I don't have to go to the dealer and buy the OEM from them, or go to parts distributor and have like put it in, and I'm not sure if it'll work or not properly. It'll probably work for a couple months and probably short itself out. And yeah, so this is why I like going to the junkyard. You can see I'm so sweaty. It's hot. It's getting hot and humid in here. Yeah, that's what I do. If I have time, I go to the junkyard and look at a couple of cars. So you never know. If I were you, if you were into cars, get to know the junkyard, salvage yards. Sometimes I miss having fun with my dad. Me and my dad and I always like have a great time bonding, getting to know the car. And the best way to know your car is taking it apart. So yeah, and we're going to continue one more. I need to get one more part, and I'm going to get myself out of here. I'm here in front of an Acura, so I'm just going to tell you something really funny, or something that you should be aware of. To you, this is an ordinary car, right? But this engine is a K24 chassis engine code. This engine alone is worth $5,000. So here it's basically $500, but if you get it somewhere else, $5,000. So if you decide to rip this off and see if the compression is still good, you can sell it for a good coin on top of that. So that's why it's nice to know if you know any engines out there, high demand engines, because you never know. Right here, you're sitting on a gold mine. So fun fact. So a little bit of fun fact, if you guys are looking for tires, there's a bunch of tires right here. All you need to know is your the pattern. If it's P95, 65, R17 for example, it might be here for a good price. You never know. So that's another fun fact about knowing the junkyard here, because you might get your tire for half of the cost, whatever it is on retail. Hey, so I'm inside the car. I just want to put the tools away, and it's hot out. So basically, I got everything here, price out. So the body module is $30 plus core, so I have to return the old one. So 40 bucks, and dealer's asking 500. So I would go to the junkyard. If you know how to pull it, go ahead. If I were you, this is what I do. Just learn how to work on a vehicle. Simple stuff. Try to figure it out. Go to the junkyard and learn to take things apart. And at least you know when you take it apart, you know how to put it back together. So yeah, that was pretty much fun. Everyone kept on calling me, and you gotta be careful when you're in the junkyard, because there's people borrowing tools. I don't know why they come to the junkyard and they don't bring the proper set of tools. And the other thing too, I met one person who is really good, and great way to promote the mechanic business. So they're going to be at the shop, so
I'll get to see them when they stop by, and plus I get to meet interesting people, being honest, the same passion, working on vehicles. Yeah, so that's about it. My junkyard video, so junkyard salvage. I hope you find this interesting. So put a like and comment below if you guys want more tricks, because there's a lot of tricks to go to the junkyard to get some of the parts out of there if you don't have the proper set of tools. I could go on with that in a future episode if you guys want to know about it. Or yeah, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. I'm almost to 200. I'm trying to get at least 500 by the end of this year. Please help me out. And yeah, so this wraps up the video. This is Bean. Always remember to stay fly, forever living young. And yeah, that's about it. Peace.